The whole subject of bear behavior and what to do in bear country is very controversial. You should consider a wide range of information from different sources and have your own plan in mind before traveling in bear country. British Columbia has about 1/4 of all black bears in Canada and around half of all grizzly bears in Canada. Both bear species are found throughout the province with the exception of Vancouver Island and the Queen Charlottes where there are no grizzlies. Grizzlies are also few or none in the heavily settled lower mainland or in the dry southern areas of the province. In general, grizzlies tend to frequent remote and higher altitude areas, where black bears prefer lower and more wooded areas. The black bear is the smallest of North American bears. Body weights of adult females average 70 to 100 kilograms or 150 to 220 pounds, and adult males average 100 to 150 kilograms or 220 to 330 pounds, but there is much seasonal and regional variation. Individuals in excess of 275 kilograms, 600 pounds, have been reported. Grizzlies are large and very powerful bears. An adult female grizzly averages 130 to 180 kilograms or 290 to 400 pounds, with adult males averaging 180 to 360 kilograms or 400 to 790 pounds. Bears are long-lived, up to about 30 years, and are not fully grown until 5 to 6 years of age. Only use physical characteristics for bear identification, not color or size. If you spend any amount of time in the outdoors in most parts of BC, and it doesn't have to be extreme wilderness areas, you will have encounters with at least black bears. Remember, just because you don't see a bear it does not mean a bear is not in the area or that it hasn't seen you. This is even truer for animals like the cougar, as they are much more elusive and you may never see a cougar in the bush, but there's a much bigger likelihood that one has seen you. So what's the real chance of a bear attack? Small, but they do happen. The government of British Columbia records show far more deaths in the wilderness are caused by hypothermia, falls and drowning than are caused by wild animals, but bear attacks are always sensational. In most cases, bears are not a threat, but it's an established fact that bears are unpredictable and they definitely deserve our respect and attention, so be aware and enjoy the opportunity to see these magnificent animals in their natural habitat. Bears may harm you for several different reasons. Bears attack other bears, other animals, and people because they have genetically programmed types of aggressive behaviors that pertain to population regulation, survival defense, and predatory aggression. This doesn't mean that there aren't other factors involved in some attacks, or that people don't contribute to some attacks. These are the situations that are most likely to cause a bear to attack. By knowing what they are, we can work to avoid getting into these types of situations. Close encounters with a protective sow with cubs. Surprise the bear or invade its personal space. Get too close to a bear's food supply. Predatory bears, when the bear considers you as a food source. Being observant and keeping alert is very important. Look for signs of recent bear activity. These include droppings, tracks, evidence of digging, and claw or bite marks on trees. Avoid areas of dense bush if possible. Noise making is usually recommended in bear country and may be a very effective way of not surprising a bear, but I personally dislike bear bells or making noise as it tends to spoil my wilderness experience. Far more useful as a sound maker is your own voice. Avoid crowding bears, respect their personal space. The extent of this space will vary with each bear and each situation. It may be a few meters or a few hundred meters. Avoid attracting bears through improper handling of food or garbage. Stay away from a bear's fresh kill or any carrion. Assess the situation if close contact is unavoidable. Are you dealing with a black or grizzly bear? Are there cubs involved? Try to retreat slowly. Back up slowly and try to put more space between you and the bear. Talk calmly so that it can identify you as human, and slowly back up. Don't make direct eye contact, but keep a close look at the bear as you back away. Do not run. This may trigger their attack response and you can't outrun a bear, so don't even try. The two most effective bear deterrents are noisemakers and bear spray. Noisemakers in the form of a loud air horn creating a sound greater than 120 decibels. Bear bangers are available for pin launchers and up to 12-gauge launchers. Remember, nothing is guaranteed to make a bear retreat. Bear spray is a proven deterrent, but you must know how to use it and keep it on you in a belt or chest holster, not in your backpack or on your bike or ATV. Bear spray has to be used at relative close quarters around 4 meters or 13 feet. Also take into account the wind direction, as the spray may be blown back in your direction. In my opinion, it's advisable to have ready access to a firearm in camp and to carry one when you travel in bear country. A 12-gauge shotgun or a high-caliber rifle are suitable weapons for protection against bears. Rubber bullets or cracker shells should be fired before resorting to the use of rifled slugs or large buckshot (SSG). Only shoot a bear as a last resort. There is of course no guarantee that a firearm will avert all injuries or death from wild animal encounters, as more than one hunter carrying a firearm has been injured or killed. The so-called experts seem to have opposing views on what to do if a bear makes contact with you: play dead in all cases or fight back in some cases. With grizzly bears, play dead, as you have very little chance winning. Many grizzly attacks are defensive in nature, and playing dead may show the bear that you are not a threat. With black bears, play dead if you think it's not a predatory attack. If it is, fight back, as your life will depend on it. Black bears tend to be more timid than grizzly bears, and fighting back may scare the bear off. This all seems a bit hypothetical to me, as I can't imagine trying to figure out if it's a predatory or defensive attack when the bear is on top of me. My personal opinion is that people will choose to play dead or fight back based on their personality more than any other factor. It's possible for bears to be out in the winter, as they are not true hibernators. They go into a state of torpor where their body temperature drops and respiration slows, so sometimes they can leave their den for short periods during the winter.
It's alright, it's okay, doesn't really matter if you're old and gray. It's alright, I say it's okay.